What's up, everybody? You are now tuned back into the Burnout Podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Shelby, aka the professional shit talker, aka Miscontextuality. What is life without context? Aka I got my foot on these bitches next. Now let's get into it. So today I'm not even gonna sugarcoat or waste no time because I know that y'all been looking at the blogs, y'all been in the shade room, and if you've been on this podcast at any period amount of time, you know that I don't like Ti, so you know this was coming. So let's get into some things. So in the media, we've been seeing all of these headlines about T.I. and Tiny sex trafficking, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, drugging people, abusing people, just all sorts of crazy shit. So, I'm gonna first play a couple receipts for you guys, and we're gonna go from there. But this whole situation, I'll just say this. One, let the courts do their job. And two, not everybody is fucking lying. Not everybody is fucking lying. I refuse to believe that every single person who sent Sabrina like basically saying what went down is lying. But hold on. I'm about to pull up some receipts. First, what I want to play for y'all is Sabrina's live. So I'm going to play the lady Sabrina I'm talking about. She goes by Glam University. She has already went live like several times during this whole shit. So bear with me while I look for the live. But yeah, I don't think everybody is lying. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act as if some of this I don't think has been contrived. Some of this has became out of the woodworks. Because just like I'm tired of T.I., the people of Atlanta, and when I say the people, matter of fact, let me not even say the people. The politicians of Atlanta are tired. They are over T.I. They feel like, okay, this black man been doing a little too much. He been getting on the news. He been doing all of this preaching about black business, black ownership. And just to give y'all a little bit of context, this is the first time in the history of America, period, Georgia has been turned into a blue state, which is really big because Georgia is a state that the Republican Party has predominantly relied on to secure votes in like the presidential election and all sorts of crazy shit. So this is, and I'm not gonna lie, even though I don't like T.I., I think he's a fake activist and whoop 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 whoop. I also feel like he is a big part of how they were able to turn Georgia blue. So I'm not gonna take that away from him. So I think that it goes much deeper than what's going on. But also, the government still could be out to get you and you still could be a horrible person. But all right, so I'm about to play Shakana and Sabrina's live.
And all these folks scared of her because she talking about she work roots. She work roots. Everybody on the talk to they say, Shakana, you better stay out this shit. You know that girl work roots. Shakana, you better leave shit alone. That's your. I'm like, man, and I forgot. So I don't
Right.
give a
She
fuck
do
what
she
root she
do
work.
that group shit.
I
That's
don't
why
care
me and
what
her.
root she work, baby. As long as I got God, get what I'm gonna start doing. I'm finna start fucking. I'm finna start smoking for a little while. I'm finna get real. I'm finna get sober. I'm finna get
Shakana
sober
is
from
so
the head
extra,
out.
y'all.
Cause see, that's
Mm-hmm.
how that's how they make the roots work. They go deal with somebody who's sober, who don't do no drugs, who don't do nothing. That's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Mm-hmm.
finna get sober. She better stop playing with me, cause who ride with me is Jesus. I have
She
God
talking
on
about
my side.
so
That's what y'all
much
better go
that,
tell that demon bitch. Tell her
like,
Shakana said she got God on her side. Not too long ago, she robbed a girl in the weed industry out there in L.A. It was a
Uh-uh.
girl.
just for
Yes,
context,
it was a
she's
girl in L.A.
talking
An older
about
lady. She done got
Sabrina,
some shit
Glam
started up with that
University.
lady. Now this lady.
Shakana Joe, Tiny's best friend, talking about the lady who came out with all of these accusations against Ti.
To the movement, y'all. This cannabis lady. I'ma find her.
Oh,
The lady came on my live, right? And she was trying to tell me about how dirty Sabrina was. She said, baby, I wish I would have listened to you. That bitch, that whole cannabis that she's a part of, y'all, she stole that shit from this older lady. This lady older than her. She done went between the lady and her business manager, caused all kind of shit between them. What about Rolling Loud, y'all? Y'all know what she was doing with the man rolling out.
Yeah, she was messing with him.
Allegedly, she was messing with the
Allegedly.
man. Listen, allegedly, she was fucking the man from Rolling Out. The man was married, and she had a goddamn. Let me tell you what she did to him. The man was married. Okay.
Oh my God,
And that
y'all.
bitch, yeah,
She
bitch,
doing a
I'm
lot of gossiping on this live. Let me see if I can find a clip where she's specifically saying what happened. Let me go. Um, so while I look for that, basically what in but so many words, what Sabrina is alleging is that T.I. pulled out a gun on her, held a gun to her head, which we're now finding out happened like 13 years ago when T.I. was gun trafficking. So it's not that unbelievable. And T.I. strikes me as somebody with a shorter temper. Yeah, she's also alleging that T.I. and Tiny recruit girls of age and underage, get them high, all sorts of crazy shit, and just take advantage of them in total. But I'm trying to find y'all the specific live where Sabrina is going off. Here it is, y'all.
People in my situation, you know,
This girl speaking right now, y'all, is one of the victims, and I wish I could show y'all, but this girl literally looks exactly like Deja. It's fucking scary. Like, she literally looks exactly like T.I.'s youngest daughter. No, not youngest daughter, my bad, second youngest daughter. It's crazy.
and like I said, I have my own family, and I'm like, well, these people are these people, and after I go and come back, like they're still gonna have, their families and stuff. And what am I like? I don't really see what's the main reason. Like, yeah, I do sing, and every girl, like you said, has dreams to be a model and do this and do that. But after I had the phone call with the two individuals, I just didn't understand, like, what did they want from me specifically, because there was no actual, it was more so, when you get here we'll speak about it, about a venture, as you've seen. And I'm like, okay, what kind of venture, like what is it exactly that you guys have in mind? And like, I'm shaking right now because
This
I'm
is
just
T.I. and Tiny
so
setting the
glad
threesome
that I
up.
didn't go through with it, because it's so many females, as from what I could see, that has got taken advantage of. And like I said, I couldn't relate to it because I've been there. So like, when somebody actually hit me up and was like, didn't these people hit you up? And then they sent me your link, and I'm shaking. Oh my God, I'm shaking. And so that's why I started reading through the stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is so crazy. This is like so crazy. I'm shaking right now.
Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm really not gonna lie. T.I. is at work. Because I, like, literally, the receipts on this was right there in front of my face. Now that I'm looking for them, they are nowhere. And it's just so crazy because T.I. literally got this girl. We're gonna talk about her. Her Instagram is Bobby Playhouse, but she's known as Buttercup. And T.I. basically got this girl Instagram shut down after she went on live saying everything that she did with him, everything that they did and stuff like that. So here we go. I found Shekinah live, y'all. Here we go.
damn. Y'all,
She's so extra.
damn. For me right now, I'm just first I want to say good afternoon to all of y'all. How y'all doing? Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon. But I was just looking at this number up here at the top, and it's just so crazy, like how when I'm talking about God, I'm talking about something else.
People
I never
always wanna
see this
bring
many
God
followers.
into it. Like, God did
When
not
I'm
tell
talking to
y'all
people about
recruit them
saving
girls
their
from those
lives, this
people.
many people in my life. It's crazy. Are we saying this number? Well, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let everybody get in here first. I'm gonna be quiet. I fall short because I'm nosy too. But we some nosy human beings, amen. We are nosy. I mean, nobody. We all fall short for that, amen. We all. We don't have no 6,000 people on this live.
Oh my God.
How are
I
y'all
hate how
doing
people
today?
just
Amen.
always
Are y'all
wanna
having a
bring
good day?
God
How y'all doing?
in the
I know a lot of you
shortcomings
guys,
man when they about
you know,
to
you
start
hear what you
spilling
want to
some
hear and you
tea.
flip it around, and that's okay. I understand. Today, I'm here to tell my truth. Okay? My name is Shakana Joe Ida Anderson. My birth name is Shakana Joe Ida Anderson. I'm 36 years old and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Amen. And I'm a cosmetologist first. I always want to do hair. Y'all already know that. And I'm a cosmetologist first. I love y'all girls. Believe it or not, shit, we all girls, right? And we all go through a lot, right? Let's do one. So, let's go down memory lane. Let's go down to when I first met Tiny. I met Tiny through a friend of mine. Her name is Vanity. Okay? Vanity. That's how I met Tiny. Through a friend of mine named Vanity. And we met about 11 and a half years ago. Okay? Now, when I met Tiny, I came and met her from doing her hair. I was her hairstylist, and we weren't friends at first. We was just doing, I did her hair, she did my hair, and this was the way that life went, you know. But I always came in working, okay? I never asked anyone to give me anything. I never asked for any of that shit. I would go to work, I would do hair, and go take my ass home, okay? Because that's what I did. Me and her ended up, you know, of course, gaining a bond in the midst. Now, when I became Tamika's friend, her and Sabrina, they were not friends. I'm going to say it again. When I became Tiny's friend, Sabrina and Tiny were not friends. Okay? I came in the midst of, they had stopped being friends for a long time, I think, like 2 or 3 years, okay? So, however, I'm coming here to say this to you guys because they had stopped being friends 2 or 3 years ago. Have nothing to do with me. This isn't about damage control. And if you're here for whatever you're here for, you can leave because I'm not here in a negative light. I'm not here being negative to none of the situations. I'm here to speak my piece. I don't want to turn off the comments. You can read them. I'm not even reading them anymore. I'm going to just look at this camera. I'm going to look at myself and continue to talk. Okay? So, like I said, when I met Miss Harris, her and Sabrina were not friends. I didn't even know her, okay? I knew of her through a friend named Willie. Willie does hair as well, okay? Willie's in the industry as well, okay? So,
Y'all, I wish she wasn't doing all of this circle talking.
a couple years passed on down, and she's back harassing me, see? And I didn't know her.
Sabrina
I didn't know her.
But it's okay.
I just knew I was Tiny's
She wouldn't
friend.
be even into it right now with Tia. She's looking fucking attention.
Here we
She
go.
wants Tiny. She obsessed with Tiny. Like, she wants Tiny to be her girlfriend. Now, listen, this is my thing. If it came out, the Tip pulled a gun on her, right? How do we change from Tip not the victim no more? Tip is the victim, and Tiny now is the legend. How do we go from that? So she done got mad at Tamika for taking her husband. Here go the whole goddamn thing. She has a problem. She ain't talked about nothing about how she Tamika and Tip.
Here we go.
I said what I said. Why she ain't talking about she done sucked see? They gonna ask her why she ain't told she been getting and she women empowerment. Why she didn't tell y'all that she done had some of that? Why she didn't tell y'all?
All right, I think from that live, y'all could already get what she's insinuating. So basically, the whole woman who blew the horn on this situation, it also was recruiting young women and other girls to participate in these threesomes with T.I. and Tiny. Now, what I think a lot of people are misconstruing all of this, and this is my whole thing. One, if this is what they're doing, I don't give a fuck how fine T.I. is. Like, y'all act as if you cannot be violated by someone you originally consented to have sex with. And what I mean by that is what a lot of these girls are alleging. I'm playing the Bobby Playhouse girls live. But basically, yeah, like what a lot of these girls are alleging is that basically they knew what it was. Like they knew like, okay, we're gonna have a threesome with T.I. and Tiny or orgy or whatever the fuck you about to do. We about to go do this thing with T.I. and Tiny. But what's happening is when the girls get there from wherever they coming from, whether it's just a girl from IG, if it's a girl from the club, because that's what they saying that they like to do. That they like to be in the club. They like to go out and do all of this stuff. Guys, Eileen just walked in. Yay. But pull up a seat. We're gonna get into some things. But yeah, so these girls are basically saying that what's going on is that, yeah, I agreed to fuck T.I. and Tiny, but I didn't agree to be drugged. I didn't agree for your bodyguard to fuck me too. I didn't agree for all of these other things that are happening to happen. And from what the girl said in the other live, where I said the girl looked like Deja, she basically was saying that when they reached out to her, T.I. and Tiny weren't even trying to specify what they wanted from her. So if that's how you guys are recruiting victims, you making it seem like you about to do business with them, or they about to be on the T.I. and Tiny show, and that's not what's going on, they're getting assaulted, that's just wrong. Like, that's very predatory. Like, you're using your money and your influence to get girls to come through and do these things with you and your wife. Now, I will say, I do believe that there are people who willingly had the sex and are just jumping on the bandwagon, but I don't believe all of those girls are lying. So let me play what this Bobby Playhouse girl was saying. All right, let's see. She was, here we go.
Say your story, man. Tell your story. They know what time it is. That was know what time it is. I went to see I stand Woolley.
This is
hey, don't let them steer you away from telling the truth, man. Tell your
story,
Carl.
Tell your story.
Exactly. On game. Go ahead, tell your story, real talk.
Yeah. Buttercup was there. He did what he did. He said what he said to Buttercup.
I really want to know what happened.
I was drugged, Mello. He drugged me. I woke up, my phone was dead. I was butt naked, Mello.
Hey, tell him come to Lido tonight. Please.
Y'all trying to get me killed.
Tell your story at the look. Tell your story.
Y'all trying to get me killed.
Lido tonight.
Listen, see y'all drugged me. I don't give a fuck. I don't know who bed I woke up in, but I woke up in somebody's bed, and I knew I was Tiny and Tip the night before that.
What were they talking about?
That was the part for me. And y'all, like, I see a lot of people coming at this girl like, oh, she lying. Who would get on live that hype that they was raped? And it's just like, y'all gotta understand, not everybody can express themselves or articulate themselves in a way that's like, yo, this thing happened to me and I need y'all to take me seriously. Like, and especially for girls who grow up in the hood, like, just to say it, like, girls who grow up in the hood, we are not taught proper articulation skills, especially on shit like this. Because I know girls, and that's really what I wanted to talk about today. I know girls who this has happened to, and it's not a celebrity fucking them. Like, it's regular dudes fucking them, getting them drunk, getting them drugged and shit like that, and that's it. Like they wake up and originally they agreeing to fuck this one guy. Another thing, you can't consent to do anything under the influence, and that is not an opinion. That is a fact. I don't care if you and your man like to have drunk sex, whatever y'all like to do. You cannot consent under the influence. And that, like, men, I feel like men need to know that a little more than women. Because I feel like the lines start to get blurred when people really think that, like, if you agree to have, if a girl agrees to have sex with you and she's drunk, it doesn't matter what the relationship was before.
She's not in her right mind.
Yeah, like, it don't matter if y'all even had sex before.
That's why niggas like bitches to get drunk before anything. Like,
Yeah.
You not drinking? No, I'm not drinking.
Yup. Yup. So for me, I'm just like, to hear her say, like, and she said it, I agreed to have sex with Tia and Tiny, but I did not agree to be in somebody else's bed getting done with however. Like, and you know what this is why a lot of sex workers and younger underage women don't come out and tell a story, because they feel like, oh well, if you got violated in a threesome, that's just what happens. Like, that's just how it goes. That's just how shit go down. And that's not how, if you were sexually violent, like, that is literally sex trafficking. Because people like, oh, just because you had a threesome with Tia and Tiny don't mean he sex trafficked you. If Tia and Tiny fuck somebody and then they pass them on
to
someone else, that is sex trafficking. Like, you don't gotta be chained up in a cart somewhere to get sex trafficked.
Right.
But I'm about to pull up some receipts so I could just read what some of the victims was saying. Because the thing is, like, I feel like what people are not realizing is these stories are very similar. Like, and I know that there were a lot of people in there lying, because like they literally proved, like, there were people who literally were sending fake stories just to be like, look, I sent the fake story and she reposted it, so this is what she doing, which is mad corny, but I'm not even gonna get into that. But yeah, here we go. Here goes some of the receipts. I'm about to read a couple of them to y'all. Okay, so this girl right here. Oh, I wish I could bring this picture up bigger. Oh, here we go. Okay, in 2016, during CIAA in Charlotte, I went to their suite in the Ritz, and they locked everyone's phones up, passed around Molly, Coke,
which
and
they always do with parties.
Yeah,
always celebrity parties. You can never have your phone.
Yeah, which is not unnormal. Not only that, but like, I just want to highlight one thing. When T.I. got arrested for the for the gun trafficking and the drug charges, they found Tiny with ecstasy in her panties, like mad ecstasy in her panties. And now thinking back to that, because I was a little kid, I didn't know what ecstasy was. I still don't know what ecstasy does and do. I just know it's a drug that makes people do a lot of things. But ecstasy is a popular sex drug. And these rumors of them having these sexcapades and sex parties been floating around since 2008.
Celebrities always have sex parties. That's something that is well known.
But
so I don't put it past nobody.
Let me finish. And said the only people who could stay was the people who take their pants off. That's mad funny. Like, I literally could hear T.I. saying that. Like, I literally could hear T.I. telling someone, only niggas who's supposed to be in here is the ones with their pants off. But let's go. I was so lucky because my homeboy Troy was there, part of Tip's encounter, and he pulled me into another room to smoke and told Tip she good, meaning don't bother her. I watched him drug other girls. I think she meant drag. I mean, not drag. I think she meant drug, but she put drag. I watched him. Oh, no, she did. I watched him drag girls back and forth from the bedroom to the bathroom into the living room. One of the girls was crying because she wanted her phone so she could call an Uber. At one point, he came out of the room asking security to come pick this bitch up off the bed. Okay. Put that in quotes, because the girl was too fucked up to even walk. They carried her from the bathroom to the bathroom and left her there. I snuck into the bathroom to make sure she was okay, and she was almost unconscious. I'm a nurse, so I checked her pulse. Which was barely there, and she was shivering and shaking. I left that night 5 years ago, and it still haunts me to this day, wondering what happened to those girls, if I could have done anything to stop it or to help them. He is an absolute monster. He uses his money and power to manipulate people, and Tiny is his secret weapon. This shit is truly sickening. Yeah, a lot of people were saying Tiny be on more demon time than T.I.
First of all, that sounds so too detailed for it to be fake. Just too detailed. Like, I wasn't imagining while you was talking. Like,
yeah, me too. Like, I'm like, okay, they in the Ritz. Like, all of this is going on. Plus, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I've been at a sex party, but I've definitely been in hotel rooms where that's about to go down. Like, I'm here for the first party. Now it's time for the after party. But people still kind of there. They trying to figure out which girl's going to be with it more than the other ones.
that's my weekend. That was my weekend.
So, for me, like, this shit happens all the time. Like, dudes get girls drunk and high all the time and do this type of stuff. And it's not on the news. And I'm not justifying what T.I. is doing, because if this is what they doing, they should be in jail. What I'm just trying to bring forth to you guys is the light. And yeah, this shit don't sound fake at all.
It's not fake. I don't think it's fake.
It was one girl, she was saying, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Because it was like a whole thread of just receipts on top of receipts on top of receipts on top of receipts. But yeah, it was this one girl, she was saying that she came to have a threesome. Like, she wasn't even trying to lie. Like, she was like, yo, I came to the spot ready to get it popping. And when she came in, I guess because they already knew she was with it, they didn't have too much reservations or trying to make stuff look a certain type of way. So when she came, she just came at any old time. She didn't even know there was a time frame to be there. So when she came, she said it had to be about 10 to 15 girls there, and it just looked like dead bodies. Like, that's how out of it they were. And niggas was still fucking. Best believe the niggas was up.
Nah, that sounds like scary.
Yeah, it is fucking scary. Let me see if I can find it in the shade room. But yeah, all in all, I just want people to understand a lot of things in this. One, and then another thing, I'm seeing a lot of people say stuff like, if someone offers you unless someone physically puts a drug in your mouth or physically put something in your drink, you can't say that they forced you to do drugs. That's not true. People get coerced to do drugs all the time.
Peer pressure.
Yeah,
they act like adults can't have peer pressure.
Yeah, adults have peer pressure all the time. Bro, it don't even gotta be necessarily peer pressure. Like, I've been in situations, and I feel like because I'm just a very blunt person, stuff like that don't affect me. But I've been in situations where dudes is like, because, you know, there was a point in time where I didn't drink or do nothing. Feel me? And dudes would be like, oh, you not drinking? Nah, you better drink. If you don't drink, you gotta get the fuck out. And I'd be like, okay, then I'm getting the fuck out. Like shit like that. And I feel like a lot of girls, they don't want to look lame, or they don't want to look corny, or they don't want to get kicked out or whatever the fuck, so they just do it because they just want to be around, not knowing what the fuck could be in a drink, what the fuck could be in a weed, not knowing anything. And niggas already have these ulterior motives. Damn, the Shade Room posts so fucking much, man. Like, I do not care about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan this fucking much. Every other post is Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. Damn, Shade Room. Damn you. But yeah, I need y'all to understand that, one, people cannot consent to have sex under the influence, under any circumstance. I don't care if you and your man link up and be like, yo, we gonna get drunk tonight and fuck. Y'all could do that, but if someone feel like they was raped after, they definitely have a case.
Definitely.
Like
definitely.
Like that's the shit. So I'm not saying don't do it, because as humans we're gonna do it. Like we're gonna do it. Feel me? What I'm saying is try not to have sex with strangers under the influence.
Just
or don't do it at all.
Right. That was just about to say that. Just don't do it at all.
But like, I get it, because it's been times with me and I don't have a man now, but like, there's been times where I've been with a significant other and we drinking and we know we're gonna get.
But that's your significant other. Like, that's somebody that is your boyfriend or somebody that you're talking to. That's not somebody that you just met, like you just want to trip with, and like you just like, all right. So,
but what I'm trying to get people to understand is, even in the instance of that, I could still be like, he raped me and have a case. Right. It would be a lie, but it would not be a lie, but it would just be like, it's just like, yo, Just try not to do it, y'all. Just try not to do it. Like, I could get where the lines get blurred and misconstrued, but we gotta really have an honest conversation around consent. And I feel like that's really what there is to take away from this situation. Yeah, T.I. and Tiny, Friends and Family Hustle, suspended production. Lisa Bloom, and y'all know that bitch Lisa Bloom do not represent anybody without no damn receipts. Lisa Bloom says she's representing a victim. It's just so much bullshit like going on, and I believe all of it. Then they said that Tiny be beating the girls up if T.I.'s like enjoying them more than he enjoy her. So now we have physical abuse on top of sexual abuse.
Nah, that's OD.
Yeah, they said Tiny be beating bitches up all the time. Like, it is a known thing around Atlanta that Tiny will just start swinging during a threesome.
That's, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, why have him do it in the first place?
Because I feel like Tiny is one of them women, and people have talked about this. There are whole fucking videos and think pieces about how insecure Tiny is. But she's insecure. So she probably don't even want to have these threesomes. She just doing it because she want to keep T.I.
No, nothing can make me keep a man if I'm unhappy. Nothing can make, no, I'm not doing nothing.
That's the thing, bro. You're a secure person.
She got the bag. She's secure too.
Just because you have just because you have the bag don't mean that you're not insecure. Like, the richest people be the most insecure, and they feel like their money is what make them, their clothes is what make them. Just because you fly, you have money, or you have this, and you feel like you're a bad bitch, doesn't mean that you're not insecure. Right. You're actually a secure person, and you have all of those things. So what you have doesn't make you. The person you are does. Right. For people like that, the money most definitely does make Tiny.
Right.
Like the everything else most definitely do make her, because she doesn't have that self-security in herself. So if you with a nigga like T.I., she probably feeling like, cause come on, like let's not act like every bitch was not like, oh, T.I. is so fine. That's when light skinned niggas was popping.
That's when I was way younger. Yeah, now it's like it's clip. No.
Yeah, now it's clip. He dad bobs. But like back in the day, T.I. was definitely that nigga, and everybody was like, damn, how Tiny got him? Like how Tiny pulled him. Right. So imagine always feeling like you too ugly for your man. Cause dudes get that all the time. Guys always say, oh, how you got her, even if the bitch is ugly. So dudes, they don't care about shit like that. But as a woman, people constantly, men and women, like,
cause I even do. I'm not even gonna lie. I be doing it. Like, how did you pull him?
But that's how she pulled him, by being insecure, cause he's controlling. He wants to control her, and it's very easy to control an insecure woman.
Revy, it's like starting a bitch from scrap.
Yeah, basically. And then the thing is, I feel like they dynamic is a little different, because like Tiny really invested in T.I. Like, she really put T.I. in a position, and now in turn T.I. put her in a better position, because then he wound up, even though Tiny is, I guess you could say, I don't consider her a legend, but you could say she's a legend in her own right, because she has been in the industry for a while. She's written for TLC, and I love SWV. Like, she has some of my favorite songs. I just don't think Tiny herself is a legend, but that in itself, T.I. wound up surpassing her. So the dynamic is definitely going to be different, because she just can't talk to T.I. any type of way.
Right.
Cause exactly. like feel me, you invested in me and I ain't fold. So he probably got like the manipulation on that man is just so deep. Cause I even remember the first time they tried to get a divorce. He was on the show like, oh, I was with you when you made your first million, and you was with me when I made mine. How you gonna leave me? You not gonna be able to make another first million with someone else. Okay, but she can make a first 10 million with somebody else. Cause the somebody else he was talking about was Floyd Mayweather. And that's what people really don't want to get into. Right. That's what people really don't want to get into.
I think she should have just left.
She should have. But it's one of them things, you know how older women are, like, oh, I gotta be with my man. I don't want to have too many baby daddies. I have a family. Like, it's just a lot of shit that I feel like our generation of girls don't give a fuck about.
I wonder how the kids, the daughters, feel about the situation.
Honey, I wonder how Deja feel about this situation. Because
she's very opinionated. Like, anything that happens with T.I., she very vocal about it. Mm-hmm. Very vocal. So
especially after the whole Hyman Gate situation.
But my thing is, like, did she ever peep certain situations? Because she haven't came out yet. Like, she haven't spoke her piece yet. So I'm confused. Like, is she like, do she realize certain, you know how you younger and you like everything comes to the light when you get older and you understand, you just like, wow, what?
You want to know something? I don't know, because out of all the T.I. children, and it's funny, that's why when he was saying all of this shit about Deja, it kind of took me back, because I'm just like, Deja the only one out of his kids that just started coming around him OD. Like, when, because I remember watching T.I. and Tiny, Tiny and Toya, all of their shows and stuff, like, growing up. And out of all the T.I. kids, with and without Tiny, Deja was the only one that seemed to really have a relationship with her mother, like a more personal one. Because even his son Domani, of course he sees his mother, but T.I. is the primary parent. T.I. wasn't always Deja's primary parent.
Of course.
So but I'm saying, like, for a long time, like, even after he got on, Deja didn't start really living with them, I want to say, until she was like 16, 17, and she's only 19 now. So I don't know.
I feel like she knows something, because otherwise, if she didn't, she speaks about everything that happens with their family. So if she didn't know something, like, she would have like spoke about it, like, oh, like, this is not true, but she didn't say nothing. So she probably putting the pieces together in her head right now.
Yeah, she probably trying to get the fuck away from T.I. because before you came in, one of the girls that said he did what he did looked just like Deja. I'm about to show you her right now, so these people could see that I'm not lying. And then after that, we gonna matter of fact, I'm gonna just show you off air. But yeah, all in all, I just feel like I'm not surprised. Like, Atlanta is the hub for sex trafficking, period.
The hub for sex, period.
The hub for period.
The hub, definitely. It's a very sexual place.
It is.
Down
That's
to the
why
strip
so
clubs,
much AIDS there.
down to everything.
Because it's a very sexual place, but people still not using protection.
Right.
But all in all, I'm not surprised. I'm not about to get up here and just say if he did and didn't. I just hope that anyone involved gets the proper counseling and justice that they're seeking, and that, you know, the proper channels are used in this. Because a lot of times on social media, it's all of this. Oh, it's a lot of all of this. Oh, this happened to me. This person did this to me. Da da da, and no charges are ever filed.
Yeah, definitely.
So I hope that if this is a real situation, like,
it's the fact that the best friends spoke up. They've been best friends for years. Like, I've always remembered them being best friends.
But Shekinah's so stupid though, because first she went on live, because I had just played it when you was coming in. First she was on live and was like, oh, tell how you was fucking T.I. and Tiny too, to the girl Sabrina who had exposed them. So it's just like, you basically just made it worse. Like, you basically just told her, she's like, tell them how you was recruiting girls to fuck T.I. and Tiny too. Then she gonna get on live crying because she don't know nothing about that, and she was just speaking out of anger. Like, girl, you know.
She knew she got caught.
But now what I'm curious about is Sabrina today, and my good friend Mika is in here, y'all. That's why I keep looking over there. So it's kind of like I'm spilling tea with my girls. But today, basically, Sabrina came out and was like how Toya knew, Lauren London knew, like, just implicating all of these big names. Now, I will say this. It will not stick in court unless Toya or Lauren London, which I doubt had legal obligations to these women who were assaulted, which we know that they didn't. So as far as the judicial system, she will not be implicated as being complicit in what's going on, because she has no connections to the victims of T.I. She has no legal obligation outside of that. But it's just funny. I wonder if Toya Lauren London's gonna say anything.
I don't think so.
I don't think so
either. I think they're gonna ignore it, like,
yeah,
they never
course.
seen it.
Of course. Especially because Toya and Lauren London got the same baby daddy and act like they don't. So, anyway, that was an episode of the Burnout Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for rocking with us for another episode. Got anything you need to plug in? No IG, no nothing. You just don't exist.
No, I don't exist.
Okay, so you guys could follow my Instagram at Rebecca Shelby. And if you guys are interested in getting any, I also model, like you guys know. So I have a new modeling page, which is called Becca.Mannequin. Okay, we are